Make the ground shake.
Hello YouTube, this is FairyTail Chapter 494 review, and before I get into this review, I just want to talk about this big announcement that is about to be announced. It hasn't been announced yet, and just kind of talking about what I think about it so far. Honestly, I think it's going to be something anime related, or something about the new movie, so that's what I think. But there also is like a rumor, For Neverworld made a video about that maybe the manga is going to be like announced to be in its climax or something like that, which I doubt, but I just kind of want to mention that. So let me get into the review. Now, this chapter, honestly, I could see it being kind of controversial, and I don't really think it's that bad of a chapter, but I can see how it could be to some people. Honestly, I'm probably going to give this chapter a 5 or 6 out of 10, just because, well, I don't really know what to think about this chapter. So let me just go ahead and start off talking about this chapter. So basically, we're at the Fairy Tail Guild where Mavis and Seraph are at, and now all the Spriggan are there. Yeah, all of the Spriggan. Now, this is the part where I said where I think it can be, or is going to be kind of controversial, because some of the Spriggan that are there we know were defeated by characters like Demiria. We saw her in last chapter. She was defeated by Shelia, and that was a lot of impact. And honestly, just to kind of take that impact away, it's just like, really, I mean, Demiria never died, and we know that, but for her being back on the battlefield, that just kind of makes me like, And another thing that did take away the impact is Bradman. Bradman's back as well, and as we know, Bradman was supposed to be going to the underworld, but one statement that kind of made me think that, oh, this isn't so much as bullcrap, is that Bradman, Wall, and God Serena were talking to, I forget which Spriggan, but it was one of the Spriggans, and apparently, I think they're brought back from the dead. So maybe this is like Invel's magic, because the reason why I say this is because Invel has basically brainwashed Mavis in a way. I mean, he hasn't hurt her in any way that I can really tell, but it was said that he took control of her mind. So maybe he took control of Bradman, Wall, and God Serena and made them think that they were like alive and moving and things like that. Now, that's just like some off-the-wall theory. I honestly don't know how they're back. I think they're actually just alive and they were just beaten. So honestly, the part about God Serena makes me mad because Agnologia, well, plainly killed the dude. And honestly, Agnologia could do it again, so it doesn't really matter. Now, Rakheed is apparently supposed to be strong enough to be on Agnologia's level. So we know this guy is really OP. So there we go. We got 3 Spriggan 12 that we know are really OP right off the bat. I mean, all the Spriggan 12 are OP, but now these 3 are like the most OP. We got August, we got Lean, and now we got Rakheed. And I'm probably going to add in Invel right there because, you know, from what I've seen from him so far, he seems to be pretty OP. So, yeah, I'm going to add Invel. So there's 4. So, I mean, we got some really OP Spriggans. And the other ones, like I said, they're OP and everything like that. But these are like the 4 that I would look out the most for. Now, honestly, the part with Brandish and Demiria, I was just kind of like about, because if you remember, they didn't really get too much along. Now, I don't know if Demiria is faking this or what, but Demiria was like, oh, I'm so glad you're okay. What did they do to you? What did they do to you? I'm like, really? I thought you just hated each other like a couple volumes ago, which it wasn't a couple volumes ago. It was probably like 4 or 5 volumes ago. And I'm talking in volumes because, well, that's the way I remember it. So if you don't remember it by volumes and you remember it by chapters, I'm sorry. I'm just going by volumes. So yeah, the part about the Spriggan, I'm kind of going to shut up about that. Now, we're talking about the soldiers of the Alvarez Kingdom. There's 1 million, and they're all surrounded the Fairy Tail Guild. So basically, I don't know how Fairy Tail is going to get through this. And the only Fairy Tail members we saw in this chapter was basically kind of the squad, I guess you could say. I mean, we didn't see Wendy and Carla, but we saw Urza, Gray, Juvia, Lucy, Happy, and Natsu, which in my opinion, that's like the main characters we see. But like I just mentioned, we didn't see Wendy and Carla. I add them too in there, and Gagio, of course. But like honestly, they are kind of like screwed in my opinion. Like Natsu got up, he's like, "Oh, we're going straight there. We're gonna defeat them." And honestly, we know they're gonna win. So honestly, I think this is gonna be very controversial. I see this chapter being very controversial, but honestly, I want to know your guys' opinion. So tell me all that in the comments below. One thing I do want to mention, I know I said I'd shut up about the Spring of 12, but the part about Bradman being back makes me kind of mad because that was so much impact for Gagio and Levy, and even if Gagio died, that would or stayed dead, would have been a lot of that would have been a lot of impact. And now that they're both alive, that just kind of takes away the impact. The only impact that's there is that it's confirmed now that Gagio and Levy are going to probably be a thing at the end of this war. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, leave a like if you enjoyed this review. Comment down below. Tell me what you thought of this chapter. Anyways, guys, subscribe for more content. Early chapter this week definitely threw me off. I got a couple more videos that are probably going to be coming out either before this one or after this one. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoy this review. Anyways, guys, have a nice day. Zeno is out.